Hello guys, I proudly welcome you to this quick Microsoft Access database tutorial brought to you by DataText. My name is Ako Smiler. Guys, I apologize for my long period of absence on this channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to create payment receipt in any of your Microsoft Access database project. This particular tutorial will be very useful to you when it comes to projects such as school management database creation, POS software creation, church management, and then a lot more of other databases. So we are going to learn how to issue receipt or print receipts that will have all transactions made by a particular customer at the end of a transaction or in a day. So guys, without not much we do, let us get into it. So because we are going to over here, we're going to create a very basic database that will actually issue receipt to customers that will make payment. So we'll quickly go in here to the ribbon. Now we go to create. So we start the first table design. Okay, so the first table we are going to create will be the customer table. So we say customer ID. Let's make it auto number, and here format I will say 000, so that will have 3-digit numbering. Okay, so we make it a primary key. Now right click, save. So we say TBL customers. Okay, so now here we say name. Okay, so let's say customer name, because name is actually name of some functions in Microsoft Access. We're gonna use it. It's a reserved keyword, so we say customer name. Okay, so here customer name full size, I will limit it to 30. So we also gonna take the telephone of the customer, so I'm gonna limit it to also 15. Okay, so we can take the address of the customer, and then here again we can also take the gender of the customer so that we can categorize our customers into gender. So here gender will be a lookup field, so let us click lookup. Now here we type in our own values, so we say male, so male, female. We go to next, limit to list, finish. Okay, so let us assume that these are just a couple of information we'll be storing as for our customers. So we hit here. Okay, so now let us enter some couple of customers. So let's say Sandra Isel. So telephone numbers, Bojazi Street is a female. Now let me add myself, Ako Smiler. So let's say Kaswa Pupua, say I'm a male. So let's add one more person. Let's say Godfred Menu. So these are some couple of customers that we're actually going to keep in here. So let's say Kote New Side. Okay, it's a male. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a very basic form. Guys, attention is not going to be on the form design. We are going to create just basic form that will help us to actually keep things going in this tutorial. Feel free to modify the forms to actually look the way you want. So here we go to create form wizard. We are going to create, so let's select everything in here. Next, so columnar. Okay, so here now I will say FRM customers. Okay, okay, so here we have our basic customer form created for us. Let's go to design view and then change some couple of things. The first thing I'll change here is customers, the title here. Now let us make this form a pop-up. So we go to property sheet. Now pop-up is set to yes. So let's see what the pop-up does. So pop-up will make this one a very small and then cute form. Okay, so now I have tons of videos that teaches how to create forms, removing record selectors, navigation bars, and all that. So guys, you feel free to check in the playlist that I have in Microsoft Access, the Microsoft Access playlist, and you find some couple of videos that will actually broaden your horizon when it comes to creating forms. Okay, so now we are going to keep this form as basic as possible. So let us add some couple of buttons here. So the first button will be the add button. So record operations, add new. Okay, so here let's say new customer. So new customer is here. So let us add another one, sorry. So this is going to do the saving for us. So I'll add a VBA code to this. So I'll say save or refresh. Now let us add one more, which is a delete. So we add a delete button. Record operation delete is here. Next, so delete. Okay, now we hit finish. So now let's select everything so that we can go to the side. We set it to tallest. Now let us align everything to the tops. Okay. So the next thing is that this button, we actually did not use a predefined macro. So we are going to program it using VBA. So we select, we go to events. So on click events. Now let's use code builder. So here I'll say do cmd.refresh, do cmd. So this just some basic VBA codes. That's what the first line will save, will refresh the entire form data, and the second one will also save it for us. You can just choose to use only the first line, and that will do everything for you. Okay, so now we go to form view. So here we are, new customer. So new customer, let's say Abigail Usua. So you say Kote address, Kote new site. Now what is the gender? So the gender is a female. Now we save. Okay, so as soon as we save, you come to the table and you refresh, you can see that the data has neatly jumped into your table for you. Okay, so now the next thing is that we are going to create the payment table. Okay, so here we go to create. Sorry. So we're supposed to create table, not query. So create table design. So now here we say payment ID, auto number. Okay, so now the first thing is the customer who is making the payment. So we say customer, and we already have our customers in here. So next time around we're going to make it a lookup. So we go to lookup. So a lookup because this time around we already have our customers. So this particular field here is going to look up the values that we have in the customer table, so that you wouldn't have to be typing the customer's name each time that they come. So now first option selected, we want to get the values from another table. So this is a table that contains our customers. Next, so the field that has our customer's name is the customer name field, so bring it here. Next, now let's click here to filter by the customer, you sort by the customer ID. Next, now we go to next, enable data integrity. So here mostly I do explain this, but since we are still making videos, on how to actually on payment, which has brought us to lookups, I still need to take my time and explain this again. So let us recall that if you set cascade delete, it means that each time that you delete a customer, all associated records in the payment table will be deleted. Now if you don't want this to happen, then you just restrict your delete. So this time around I will just cascade delete, because if I remove my customer, I don't need the transactions again. So I will save. Now we said that we should save this table before the relationship can be created. If you have watched some of our videos, you would have learned that lookups are always used in also creating relationships. So now let's say TBL payments. Okay, so TBL payments. Now we say payment date, which is date or time. So now we can also say payment the time, also date or time, or you can just click in here and select any of the data type here. Okay, so now we are also going to say the amount. So amount is going to be currency. Okay, this time around we need to do some couple of validations here. So validation rule, greater than or equal to so the amount, the least amount that a customer can pay, let us set it to be equal to $5, because we wouldn't be accepting transactions less than 5. That is that is the rules I'm defining here. So I will say my default value is actually 5. Now if a user enters a value that is less than this, they will say that invalid amount entered. So this is the message that will actually pop up, please enter again. Okay, so let's save. Alright, so let's say we have payment ID customer, now payment date, payment time, amount, and now also you can add the mode. So mode of payment, or we can say payment mode. So payment mode is also going to be a lookup. So we click here, go to lookup wizard. I will type in my own values. Now here we go to credit card, mobile money, bank, then cash. Okay, so here still we go to next. Now we are going to limit to list so that a user can just select only one of the items that we have in there. So we go to finish. Alright, now we save again. Now we have this one done here. So this is what we have actually done. So if you want to record a transaction, you just select your customer, what is the date, so you specify your date, your time. So let's say the time is, now what is the amount? So let's say amount is 120. What is the payment mode? So let's say the payment mode is cash. So let's say Sandra Isel, Akosmila, myself too. So today, so let's say 8, so 8, okay, so let's say 100 cash. Alright, so now this is the table that we are going to actually use to record our transactions here. Okay, so now the next thing that we are going to do is that a customer is likely to make payments on several payments on the same day. So how do we show all of them? Now to do that, we go to the design view of the table. Now if a customer adds, we need to find some ways of categorizing the payment. So if a customer, each transaction, we actually ask the customer to specify the purpose. So here we say the purpose. Let's make it a lookup. So now let's say the purpose here, we have new purchase. So let's say payment could be for new purchase or debt defraying. Okay, so either the payment you are recording is a new purchase or debt defraying. Okay, or also it could also be that he or she just want to pay in credits or advance payment. So we can also say advance payments. So these are the payments, purposes of payments. Okay, so it means that we've done this so that on a day let's say for example Sandra Isel pays something for new purchase, then on that same day Sandra Isel again on the same date, let's say 7, she makes a payment of 20. She paid by cash, but then this time around it was actually advance. She paid for advance, so we could actually do this also. So now we have our payment table set up. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to create our payment table. So our payment form. So we go to create form wizard. Now let's bring everything here. We go to next. So here we're going to say FRM payments. So let's modify the form's design. Finish. Okay, so I will select everything here. Now the size, let us actually leave it the way it is. It looks good, so let us leave it. But then I will just say payments. Okay, now as usual, let us make this form here pop up. Okay, so now what I will do is I will go to the FRM customers, and then all the buttons here, let us bring it here a bit. I'll copy from the customer form, and then I'll just come and paste everything here so that we wouldn't have to worry ourselves creating new buttons. Okay guys, so now let me select everything here. So let us keep it to black color, and then 12 is also okay here. Alright, so now we have our payment form neatly set up here. There are some couple of things that we are going to do here. It's supposed to be new payment, so let us go. So we say new payment. Okay, so now there is an issue here. So you can see that if we click new payment, now the date doesn't come, the time doesn't come, but then these are things that we need to actually automate. and then also the usually most accepted payment mode, which is cash. We need to also set some default values for all these things. So we are going to set default value for date, time, and then payment mode, so that data entry will be so easy. So we click date, then you go to data. Now default value, you type in equal to date. Okay, now when you finish, so time is also equal to time. So this is going to give you the value that we have here, the date and time values we have here. Now the payment mode, you go to default value and you say it's equal to cash. Alright, so now let us go to the payments. So let's say a customer comes, we go to new payments. So as soon as we go to customer, we select the customer. You can see that the date has come, payment time has come, so just enter the amount, 100. Payment mode has come. Now what is the purpose? So let's say debt deferring, and now we just save. Okay, so now before we'll actually move on to create our receipts, the very next thing we'll do is that if we select a customer, we're supposed to be able to see the customer's information. So now we are going to use a query to extend the payment table. So we go to create query design. So let us bring our two tables. Now you click star to add everything here. So for every customer, you're going to need the customer ID, customer name, customer telephone, and gender. Okay, we can add address. Now let us run. So you can see that we've been able to get the customer's name against their details here. So let us save this query. Right click, save. So we say QRY payments extended. Okay, so QRY payments extended. So now we already have the payments form. So what we'll do is design view. So design view here. Now let's do some couple of stuff here. So what we'll do is we are going to add, let me add a label. So as soon as you select the customer, we say customer information. Okay, so customer information. Now we click here, 20 seems larger, so let's make it 16. Okay, so we can actually change the color to, let's say, red. Good. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that you go to form design, add existing fields. So before then, you can see that we are not getting the address and the names and then all that, because the record source of the form is still set to the table payment, which doesn't contain those ones. So guess what, we are just going to change the record source of this form to the query that we just built. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's click add existing fields, and you can see we have customer ID. So hold the control key and select all these guys here, you bring them neatly here. Okay, so now we can actually extend this. So let's extend this neatly here. Okay, so let me select size widest. Now as soon as this information come, I wouldn't want my users to be able to change this, because these are information that I've entered already. So you select the controls here, not the labels. Enable, you set it to no. Locked, you set it to yes. And now you can actually choose to set their colors. Okay, if that is the case, then this one should be black. Alright, so guys, let us see what we've actually done. So now you can see here we have information here. So let's say new transaction, customer is Abigail. So you can see Abigail's information have all popped up here. So now Abigail's information is here. So as soon as you choose a customer, you can see now the information will pop up here. And what else? Yours is to just record the transaction. Okay, now we save. So now the next thing is we are going to design our receipts. So now we have all that we need to create our receipt. So before then, let us close this, save it. Okay, so now we open the query that we built over here. Now we go to create. So report wizard. Okay, so this time around payment ID, we will need it. Now the date, will keep it there, time will keep it there. Now we are going to need amounts, and then also we are going to need payment mode, and then purpose. So next. Okay, so now we still go to next. Let us click here, and then here we have the payment ID. So let us sort by the payment ID. We go to next. So make sure you keep it at tabular. Next. Alright, so here I will say RPT receipts. Now let us preview. Okay, so I know you guys will be saying this one doesn't look like a receipt, of course. So let us go to design view of it and now change it to look like a receipt. So I will delete this. Now let us fill the top with white color. So now the amount is too large, so just shrink it. Payment mode, we are going to minimize it also. So you just keep it as small as possible. We wouldn't need these guys here, but then if you prefer, you can just keep them. But then since the receipt is just going to be a small receipt, there's no need keeping those guys there. The page number. Okay, so I want my receipt to be as small as possible. So now I'll select these guys here, and then 12 is actually okay. Black color is fine. So now let me make this one bold and then center aligned. Okay, so now I will click here, alternate color. I will choose none, so that this will not be alternating for us here. Okay, the next thing we'll do is to sum the value that we have here. So what we do is that we highlight the controlled amount. Now you go to form design, totals. Now you sum, so you bold it. Okay, so now let us add a label so that we can communicate to people that, hey, what you see in here is a grand total. So grand total, so that is the total amount you paid. So let me copy the format painter and apply to this as well. Okay, so this I will shape fill to green, and now the color I will change it to white here. Okay, so now let us see the progress. So you can see now this is what we have here. So the next thing is let us center or left align this so that it looks neat. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add the customer's information, so and the payment information. So report design, add existing field. So we need the customer, so the customer name. Now we need a telephone, the gender, the address, and then also payment date and payment time. Okay, so we'll bring all of them here. Alright, so these are the information I will need on my receipt. I want to show the customer's information, so I'll keep all of them here. Okay, so now let us extend this. So let me select this, right click, size, I'll go to widest. Okay, so we select here, now black. Okay, so this, let us actually preview to see how good it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks, and it's very neat here. So the next thing is that we add some information about the company. So here we come, label. So let's say Mary Grace Supermarkets. Okay, so this is just a fictitious name. So 24, the size, let us keep it to 22. Okay, so now let me shrink this, so copy, paste. Okay, so now let us select this, we minimize, so let's keep it at 12. So what is the location of it, and then also what is your telephone. So let's say location, so let's say location Kumasi, Bantama. Now let's say the telephone is 00000. So this is just fictitious numbers here. Now you can add some couple of information, any information that you had like to add to describe them. You can also add a logo, but then I will not add any logo here. I'll bold this. Okay, so now guys, so this is how our receipt actually looks like now. Now you can see the showing everything right here. So let's go to design view. The receipts pop-up is set it to yes. Then also make sure that auto center is set it to yes. Alright, so at this point we can add the print button here. So make sure you add your print button neatly here. So here you can say print. Now let's make it small. Okay, right click, build event macro. Now you say print objects. Now we save. Okay, so this time around what we're gonna do is that report view. So you can actually click here to print. Now if you want to get rid of this gray bar that we have here, you go to your design view. So here scroll bars, this is a very small receipts, and because there is no need for scrolling, that is the only vertical scroll will be imported at some point. So you can, to get rid of the gray bar, you can just set it to vertical or neither. I'll just set it to neither. Okay, so now the next thing we'll do is I'll go to FRM payments. So I'll add a receipt here. So let me add a receipt here. So I'll change the design here. So let's change it to this. Now we'll say receipts. So print receipts. Now print receipts. We can keep it to 14. Okay, so now when a user clicks this, it should come and open the repped receipt, but then where the payment IDs are actually the same, and this is going to cause an issue, but still let's do it. So we go to build events macro. So open reports. So report name is RPT receipt. So equal to the where condition will be equal to payment ID, equal to ampersand, and then payment ID. So you click here. Now I put these ones in quotation, and now you save. Okay, so we are almost through with this particular tutorial. So if you select any of the payments here, you click print receipts. Now you can see that the system will give you the exact receipt here. So let me put it here so that we cannot see it well. So you can see the system has given you the exact receipt for the customer selected. So if you go to a different customer, Akosmila, now if you print, you can see Akosmila, my details are here, my telephone, gender and everything, and then my receipt is neatly here. I can quickly print this also. Okay, let's test for one more person. So menu, so you can see menu is also here. Now the drawback here is that a customer like Sandra menu, most of the customers here made several payments in the same day, but then only one is showing because the work condition was built only on the payment ID. Only on the payment ID. That's the reason why we are facing this issue. So now we need to just go to the query and then create some kind of external serials that can actually assign the same serial for every customer, that for all the payment a customer will make, and in that case we'll be able to print everything. So if the customer makes several payments, they will all show on the receipt, and it's so easy. So we go to the query extended design view. Now we are going to combine the customer ID together with the customer ID together with the dates that the person made the payment. So here we come. So build events. Now we're going to say serial. So serial, we're going to say customer ID, concatenate that one with payment date. Now okay, so let us run. Okay, so now you can see that a unique serial has been created. So every customer, all the transactions a customer will make on the same day will be identified by this particular serial here. So now, having made this serial, you go to your receipts, you add the serial here, but then we wouldn't like this one to show, so we are going to select everything here and our visible set it to no. So the next thing is that you go and do the same thing on the payment form. So also add existing serial. Now here too we set it to visible, we set it to no. Okay, so now if you do this, then it means that the work condition now needs to be built at a serial. So receipt build event. Now we are going to say equal to serial. This time around, one record is good. One particular phase of a form is going to have several records in the report. So we're going to say ampersand, sorry, normal, so equal to this and this, quotation, apostrophe, quotation, and serial again, ampersand, quotation, apostrophe, quotation. And now, as usual, you put the first serial with the equal sign in quotation. Now you save. Okay, so now let us come back here. If you just click print receipts, so now you can see that congratulations, it has given us all the payments. So it tells us that, hey, Sandra made first transaction is this, second transaction, so the total transaction recorded by Sandra is this. So if she makes another payment in the same day, it will all pop up. So Akosmila, I made only one payment. So let's say, for example, myself also, Akosmila, let's say I make a payment of $1,000 US by cash, dev defraying, I'll save and then print the receipt. Now let me save this. So 316, okay, Akosmila, so dev defraying, let me change this, advance, save, print receipts. Okay, so let me see. So if they are not actually showing, it means that you check the dates. So this is Akosmila first one, so in all the same dates, so okay, so now they are all showing here because they did not really refresh, so that was the issue. So here we have been able to actually accomplish the project that we actually about, and I believe this is going to help a lot more of you. You find in the description a link to this particular project will be stocked in the description, so you just feel free to edit and then use whatever I've done in here. I look forward to see you in the next video. If you have a comment, put it down. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.